Hello, I want to talk to you today about outbound mail and making it an awful lot smarter than it probably is now. So here at Objectif Lune, what we're concerned with is your most important documents. We're here to create them, automate them and distribute them. So here's some things that we do. We talk about sales orders, maybe leaving to your customers. Maybe we talk about EDI. Maybe we talk a little about accounts payable stuff. But here, we're going to talk a lot about mail optimization, and it's part of the accounts receivable process. How do you get your most important documents out of the building in the most efficient way? So quite often with the mail process, it's a slow, inefficient process. Maybe you're just doing things with paper and envelopes that require lots of handwork. So our job at the moment is to help you to understand what those problems are, but also then to move forward and give you some ideas about some of the cool things we can do to help you. So here's some facts. 43% of people in the mailroom want to improve and reduce their speed. That's the speed of getting print into envelopes and out into the post. 53% of people still actually print their invoices and put them into an envelope. So there's still a huge market of people out there who are trying to do this job. But 31% of people still believe that there's an issue with emailing and how to make that whole process digital. And we have to take all of these things into consideration when we move forward with our solution. But this whole process has a load of technical issues that we need to consider. And these technical issues are all around how people receive those print. You may be an outsourced printer and you may have customers that send you different print at different times of day. There may be different types of files. How do you work with those? How do you make sure that they are doing all the things that you need them to do? Often the answer is to create a manual process for that. And often that causes the issue. The more manual processes, the slower the route you have through your operation. The slower the route, the less jobs you can run through your mailrooms. What are the things that are driving you? The things that are driving you are to reduce the cost. You're trying to reduce the cost of what you're doing. You're trying to reduce the cost to make it more profitable. Your customers are also saying to you, hey, do you know what? Can I have my invoices in email now, or can I have it on a tablet or something? They don't particularly want it in paper. So that's starting to drive the processes that you're thinking about when you're doing mail optimization. And all through this, you're trying to speed up the process. As the business grows, as you're trying to take more orders, you've got to send more invoices out. And if you're sending more invoices out, you've got to have better process. So the whole thing links and works together. And finally, you're trying to improve integrity. What you're trying to do is make sure that the right invoice goes in the right envelope to the right customer. If you're not doing that, then you're going to end up in a situation where you've got very upset customers because they're getting an invoice for something that they never purchased. So let's introduce the Objectif Lune approach to smarter outbound mail. Our solution is to help you with that manual labor. Our solution is to help you reduce that labor that you're using to make sure that the mail that you send out has the highest integrity possible, but is also optimized to make sure you're taking advantage of all of the mailing discounts that you possibly can. Let's now talk about the cool things that we can do with the Objectif Lune solution. So first of all your inputs remain the same. We don't make any changes to what you're receiving in. But what we start to do is apply management at this point. All the inputs come in. Here's a key point, the design process. At the design process, we're doing two or three things. We're understanding the address that goes onto the document to make sure it's a valid address for later in the process. But what we're doing, see this little mark here? It's called an integrity mark. That integrity mark allows us to run the inserter later on. So even if we're making no change to the document that we're sending out, by putting these simple things on the page, it allows us to manage the process later on. Now here, think about life as a drain pipe. Your documents and data are falling through the drain pipe. We can now make decisions on what to do with it. Well, the first decision we can do is, do we email or do we print? If we email, we send the document out at this point. It can go as a PDF or as a really cool HTML interactive document. But now we've got the print. So with the print stuff, because we put the marks on previously, we can start to remove all of the manual processes that we may have had before. Do you remember that guy that had the one-page piles, two-page and three-page piles? Well, what he's now got is one pile, because Connect has made that pile for him and put the mark on so the inserter knows exactly what to do. So this guy here, he just picks it up, pops it in the inserter. The inserter does all of the work because that mark that we put in at the start tells him. Now, while that process is going on, Connect's also talking to lots of other people. It's talking to the postal services and other places to start the process with them. That is true mail optimization, and it's true mail optimization using efficient workflow processes. And that's what Objectif Lune does. So what are the key capabilities we're providing as part of this process? We're providing outstanding composition tools. These allow us to take any input from any place and make it ready to go through that workflow process. We're taking away lots of the manual handling that you're doing, and we're making sure that that mail that you previously had to manually get into an envelope is now an efficient workflow process. So in summary, what we're bringing to this is mail optimization. Mail optimization means to you more orders through your system because we can send more invoices out. And when we send those invoices out, you know that the address is correct and you know that the process is right, so that we can help you to ensure that your customers are happy at the end of it. So why Objectif Lune? We have the largest install base in our industry. We're an enterprise technology company for a mid-sized organisation. We're a global company with local offices providing global support. We implement fast, respect your timescales and your budgets, but more importantly, we put you in control of your processes with our software, enabling you to build your own solutions.